If you're one of the chosen ones, gifted with spiritual insight or heightened empathy, you might be more susceptible to subtle forms of manipulation than you realize. Ever felt like there's something off with the way people treat you, but you can't quite put your finger on it? You see, the world isn't always as it seems, and those who carry the light often attract those who wish to dim it. But what if I told you that recognizing these red flags could be the key to protecting your energy and staying true to your spiritual path? In this journey, we'll uncover 7 signs that someone might be using you, each more revealing than the last. Whether it's downplaying your achievements or draining your energy, these tactics are designed to keep you from reaching your full potential. Ready to dive in and uncover the truth? Awareness and protection. Awareness is your first line of defense on your spiritual path, especially if you've been gifted with heightened empathy or spiritual gifts. It's like having a sixth sense that warns you when something's off. But here's the catch. Not everyone who crosses your path has your best interests at heart. Some people might see your gifts as a resource, something to be tapped into whenever they need a pick-me-up. So, it's crucial to be aware of the subtle signs that someone might be using you. Think of it as tuning into a frequency that helps you spot those energy vampires before they drain your light. Being aware isn't just about seeing the signs. It's also about taking action. When you notice someone constantly crossing your boundaries or downplaying your achievements, that's your cue to step back and protect your energy. Imagine your spiritual gifts as a precious light. Would you leave it unguarded in a room full of strangers? Of course not. Set those boundaries firmly, and don't be afraid to enforce them. For instance, if someone only reaches out when they need something, maybe it's time to reconsider how much access they have to your life. Now, the thing about awareness is that it's an ongoing practice. It's not a one-time deal where you tick a box and move on. Just as you'd regularly check your physical health, you should also check your spiritual health. Are you feeling drained after certain interactions? Do you find yourself making excuses for one-sided relationships? These are all red flags that something's amiss. But being aware is just the start. Next, we'll dive into how some people only reach out when they're in need. A classic tactic used by those who take more than they give. Only reach out when in need. Have you ever noticed how some people only seem to pop up when they need something? It's like they have a radar for when you're feeling generous, or when your energy is at its peak. These folks are the masters of one-sided relationships, where they take and take, leaving you drained and wondering why you keep giving. For the chosen ones on a spiritual path, this can be especially harmful, as your spiritual gifts are precious, not to be exploited by those who only see you as a means to an end. Now, let's talk about what this looks like in real life. Picture this: a friend who only calls when they're in trouble, never to ask how you're doing or to offer a helping hand when you need one. Or a colleague who suddenly becomes your best buddy when they need help with a project, but is nowhere to be found when you're swamped. These are clear signs of energy vampires at work. Protecting your energy in these situations means recognizing the pattern and setting firm boundaries. It's okay to say no or to distance yourself from people who only reach out when it benefits them. But don't just take my word for it. Put it into practice. The next time someone reaches out with their hand outstretched, ask yourself, when was the last time they were there for me? If the answer is a resounding silence, it might be time to reassess that relationship. Remember, your spiritual path is yours to walk, and you deserve companions who walk beside you, not just those who show up when they need something. Speaking of reassessing relationships, let's look at how downplaying your achievements can be another subtle sign of manipulation. Downplaying your achievements. It's disheartening when someone downplays your achievements, especially when you've worked hard to reach a milestone on your spiritual journey. Imagine sharing a breakthrough or a new insight, only to be met with a shrug or a dismissive comment. It's not just frustrating, it's a subtle form of manipulation. By minimizing your accomplishments, these individuals aim to keep you from realizing your true potential. For the chosen ones, this is an insidious tactic meant to dim your light and keep you from progressing on your spiritual path. This type of behavior often comes from people who feel threatened by your growth. Take, for example, a friend who quickly changes the subject when you talk about a spiritual experience that's meaningful to you, or perhaps a family member who downplays your hard-earned success, suggesting it was just luck or that anyone could have done it. These are not just throwaway remarks. They're attempts to make you question your worth and your gifts. It's crucial to recognize this for what it is, an attempt to control your narrative and keep you in a smaller version of yourself. So, how do you counter this? Start by celebrating your achievements, no matter how small they might seem to others. Surround yourself with those who uplift you, who recognize the value of your spiritual gifts and encourage you to shine brighter. If someone downplays your achievements, don't hesitate to correct them or distance yourself from their negativity. Remember, you're on a journey of growth, and you deserve to be around those who honor that. But speaking of negativity, let's delve into the energy drainers in your life. Those people who seem to suck the life out of you every time you interact. Energy drain, energy vampires. They're not just a spooky myth. These are the people who leave you feeling utterly exhausted after every interaction. And if you're on a spiritual path, this can be particularly damaging. Your energy is your most valuable asset, especially when you're attuned to spiritual gifts. But some people have a knack for draining it without ever giving anything in return. It's as if they're plugged into you, siphoning off your vitality to fuel their own needs. Recognizing these energy drains is key to protecting your spiritual well-being. You've probably encountered them before: the friend who never stops complaining, the family member who expects you to solve all their problems, or even a colleague who constantly dumps their work on you. These people might not be malicious, but their constant demands can leave you feeling depleted. And here's the thing: energy drainers often target those with strong spiritual gifts because they sense your ability to heal, comfort, or uplift. But this doesn't mean you have to be their eternal energy source. Setting boundaries is essential. For example, you might limit your interactions or politely decline to engage in their constant drama. So, how do you protect yourself? Start by becoming more aware of how you feel after spending time with certain people. If you consistently feel tired, anxious, or just off, it might be time to reevaluate that relationship. Practicing self-care and grounding techniques can also help replenish your energy reserves. Simple practices like meditation, spending time in nature, or even just taking a few deep breaths can make a world of difference. As we move forward, we'll explore how some individuals may go beyond just draining your energy. They might actually try to manipulate your spiritual gifts for their own gain. Manipulation of gifts. One of the most insidious ways people can exploit you is by manipulating your spiritual gifts. These are the people who see your intuition, empathy, or other spiritual abilities as tools they can use to further their own agendas. Maybe they ask for your insights, only to twist your words for their benefit. Or perhaps they push you to use your gifts in ways that serve them but leave you feeling drained or conflicted. For the chosen ones, this manipulation is particularly harmful because it strikes at the core of your spiritual identity. Think of it like this: you wouldn't hand over the keys to your car to just anyone, so why would you let someone else steer your spiritual journey? Yet, this is what happens when you allow others to dictate how you use your gifts. Maybe it's a friend who always asks for your intuitive guidance but never gives back, or a family member who pressures you into using your gifts to solve their problems. It's crucial to recognize when your spiritual path is being hijacked and to take back control. Setting boundaries isn't just about saying no, it's about protecting the sacred space within you where your gifts reside. So, what can you do? Start by clearly defining your boundaries around how and when you use your gifts. It might mean limiting who you share your insights with, or taking time to recharge after helping others. Don't be afraid to put your needs first. Your gifts are meant to serve your growth, not to be exploited by others. And remember, the people who truly respect your spiritual path will honor your boundaries without question. As we explore the next topic, we'll see how inconsistent support from those around you can be another subtle form of exploitation. Inconsistent support. Inconsistent support is another red flag that often goes unnoticed. These are the people who are only there for you when it's convenient for them, offering help or encouragement when it suits their needs, but disappearing when you actually need them. For those on a spiritual path, this inconsistency can be particularly jarring. It's as if they're only interested in your spiritual journey when they can benefit from it. But the moment you face a challenge or need real support, they're nowhere to be found. This kind of behavior is not just frustrating, it's a form of manipulation that can leave you feeling alone and unsupported. You might recognize this in a friend who's always eager to hear about your spiritual insights, but suddenly goes silent when you're struggling. Or perhaps a family member who is full of praise when you achieve something, but dismisses your challenges as trivial. These people are often only invested in the relationship when there's something in it for them. It's a one-sided dynamic that drains your energy and leaves you questioning your own worth. Protecting your spiritual gifts means recognizing this pattern and not allowing yourself to be swayed by their inconsistent behavior. The key to handling inconsistent support is to surround yourself with people who are steady and reliable, who are there for you through thick and thin. Don't waste your energy on those who only show up when it's convenient. Instead, invest in relationships that are built on mutual respect and genuine care. By doing so, you'll create a support system that uplifts and empowers you, rather than one that takes advantage of your kindness. Now, let's move on to the final topic, where we'll discuss how some people might even go as far as trying to dim your spiritual light altogether. Dim your light. When someone tries to dim your light, they're not just being critical. They're actively trying to suppress the essence of who you are. This can be especially harmful for those with spiritual gifts because your light is your power, your connection to the divine, and your ability to uplift others. People who attempt to dim your light often do so through criticism, subtle jabs, or even distractions that pull you away from your spiritual path. Their goal is to keep you from shining too brightly, perhaps out of jealousy or a desire to control you. This might look like a friend who constantly undermines your achievements, making you second-guess your abilities, or a colleague who dismisses your ideas in a meeting, leaving you feeling invisible. These actions aren't just random. They're calculated moves designed to keep you small and manageable. It's important to recognize when someone is trying to dim your light and to respond by standing even taller in your truth. Remember, your light is not something to be hidden. It's meant to illuminate the world around you. To counteract this, focus on nurturing your inner light. Surround yourself with people who celebrate your gifts and encourage you to shine even brighter. Practice self-affirmation, reminding yourself daily of your worth and the unique contributions you bring to the world. And most importantly, don't let anyone make you feel that your light is too much. Your spiritual journey is yours to embrace fully without shrinking to make others comfortable. With this understanding, you can move forward with confidence, protecting your energy and letting your light shine unabated. So, now that you're armed with the knowledge of these 7 red flags, what's your next move? Are you going to let these subtle manipulators keep you from shining? Or are you ready to take back control of your spiritual journey? Remember, your gifts are powerful, and they're meant to be nurtured, not exploited. Think about the relationships in your life. Are they uplifting you or are they dragging you down? It's time to set boundaries, protect your energy, and surround yourself with those who genuinely support your path. Don't be afraid to make changes, even if it means walking away from one-sided relationships. Your light is too precious to be dimmed. If you found this insight valuable, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Let's keep growing together on this spiritual journey. What steps will you take today to protect your light?